Welcome to Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections.
Thank you. I'm Amy Hester.
And I'm Emily Reeves.
And this is V.
This is B, and then we have another dog licking my legs below us.
She really wants to say hi and is very interested in what we are doing today.
Always. She's always interested. So today I'm going to make us a gimlet.
Okay, I've never had a gimlet. I mean, I feel like that's kind of an old school cocktail. Like it should be like a Rat Pack.
Yes.
Right? Like I should have a cigar maybe.
Yes.
Not really. What are these called?
These are called coupe glasses.
Okay, so are the coupe glasses also champagne glasses?
You can do champagne out of them, but you know, we're
I
using
love
this.
it.
Okay.
Makes you want to coupe.
All right, so Gimlet recipe is a gin-based recipe. So we're going to use Ryan Reynolds' aviation gin.
Ryan Reynolds.
And you can see I've been enjoying this quite a bit. I have had a lot of it. I've been doing a lot of gin drinking lately because it's kind of a summer booze, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
I drank a lot of gin when I was in my early 20s.
So I'm gonna double the recipe.
Okay.
But I'll just tell you what the ingredients are for one recipe. So it is 2 ounces of gin. So I'm gonna pour my 2 ounces.
Is that a new little cup too?
It is fairly new. I've been using it, but not on camera yet.
It's really nice. So it has little marks inside.
It does. All right. So 2 ounces of gin. So that's a doubled recipe.
Recipe.
All right. Then it is 3/4 ounces of lime juice.
Okay.
So since we are doubling it, we're going to be 1.5. So I don't know how to do that. So we'll do 3/4. We'll do this.
So basically this is lime and gin. And what else is in it?
Simple syrup.
Oh, simple syrup.
So 3/4 ounces of lime juice. That over here. And then
I love the simple syrup.
I do too. 3/4 ounces of simple syrup.
Ooh, and you got little bottle pourers instead of your mason jar.
Yeah, so I'm not like spilling shit everywhere.
And our bar mats.
And our bar mats. I mean, listen, every day we're stepping up the game. All right, our 3/4 ounces.
First thing I know when I get here, it's just like, okay, well, your bar mat is where you sit.
I did
in front of your bar mat.
I did tell her that.
So it's basically a placemat.
It was also for like placing us in the video.
I know. I think it's great.
All right, then we're gonna shake it up with some ice.
I think you need to play like the chicken like a Polaroid.
I love how frosty it all gets on the outside. Lets you know that it's really good and cold.
This coupe glass. And I was looking at these at Williams-Sonoma the last time I was there, thinking, what's the origin of this type of glass? Because I've only seen cute little champagne drinks made out of these.
Would you like some booze in it?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Let's see. I'm gonna move that.
Because I've seen a lot, like at antique stores, that might have etching in them with this type of glass. Have you been anywhere in Little Rock in a bar that has had the coupe glass?
I mean, I'm sure I have, but I've never really paid that much attention to it. I will now, of course, if I ever go back to a bar.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a little lime garnish.
It's beautiful.
Give me a little lime garnish.
I'm very excited.
And cheers.
Cheers to the Gimlet.
This is the Gimlet.
Mm. Oh, that's good.
I thought you might like it.
That's really refreshing.
It's really good.
You don't taste the gin very much. I mean, gin can kind of have a dry.
Yeah, different gins have different flavors. Like I've noticed that since I've been mixing kind of like a lot of gin drinks, and it's really interesting to see.
So good.
It's really good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So some people get confused with the Gimlet and the Gibson.
The Gibson is the martini with the onion. Like somebody,
okay, I've waited tables at this restaurant once in Texas, and if you didn't know that about me.
I didn't know that about you.
But it was in Dallas. And anyway, there were quite a few people there, like older gentlemen, that would order both of these actually, a Gimlet and a Gibson, and it was sometimes hard since, I was like 21. I didn't know what the hell I was barely drinking. I mean, maybe like a beer or a kamikaze shot.
Margarita, maybe.
Maybe with strawberries.
Oh my God.
Very strawberry. But anyway, the bartender would make them and send them out, I was like, onions, gross.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting now thinking about it.
No, maybe we need to make a Gibson at some point.
Yeah, they're those cute, like little bitty
Onions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's on the
horizon
on the
list. Anyway, I love it.
All right, so who is our guest tonight?
Soiree, Mandy Richardson, publisher of Soiree.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I'm interested to know a little bit about her background because she's been in Arkansas business for quite Arkansas business for quite a while, and so I'm interested to hear more about that and kind of how their
Arkansas Business Publishing Group.
Yes, Soiree.
Yes, and Arkansas Bride, Arkansas Business. I feel like I'm leaving one
Little
or
Rock
two out.
Family.
Okay, Little Rock Family.
I think she does the publisher for Little Rock Family as well. I'm hoping she can tell us what exactly a publisher does.
I know. So I find that very interesting because I think when I was approaching her, I literally thought she was the editor.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she does everything and has done everything, but I'm real interested to hear exactly what a publisher is.
Yeah. And then since they really cover events, kind of how they're dealing with events constantly being canceled right now. So I think she'll be fun to talk to.
Yeah, and she is a curly hair girl.
She is. I
love
did.
it.
I looked her up so that I would, know who I was talking to before we connected. So
she has really pretty curls. Yeah, I'm real excited. So I can't wait to talk to her. So let's.
You want to do it?
Get busy.
All right. Well, welcome, Mandy, to Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections. We're so glad to have you.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
All right, so Mandy, you are the publisher of Soiree and Little Rock Family, right?
That's right. I am, yes.
All right. Well, I think first things first, we need to know, what does a publisher do?
Yes.
That is the question, right? And
I know, it's everything, right? It's everything.
Even my husband doesn't know. So that's a great question. Publishers mean different things at different publishing groups, but at Arkansas Business Publishing Group, I'm the publisher of our monthly magazine. So Little Rock Family and Little Rock Soiree fall under my purview. And that means that the editorial and the sales side both report directly up to me. And then I also work with the creative team each month when it comes to photo shoots and concepting out what we're doing and having final say-so on what cover we run and what ends up happening inside the magazine, of course, alongside many other folk that build the magazine and write all the beautiful words and take all the beautiful pictures. And then I manage the P&L as well. So it's a good mix of the right brain, left brain. I get to kind of do it all.
It is. Like, you're dealing with the money and you're dealing with the creative. That's a lot.
I mean, the Soiree's covers are always so pretty. I mean, the cover this month, and I left it at home, but I love the colors in it. It's so bright and vibrant. I love it.
Well, thank you. It's always a challenge, we're trying to outdo ourselves every month and find something new and different. And we felt like everybody right now was just needing some color in their lives and something happy to look at. And so that was really important for us when we were building that July cover.
So that's something that Emily and I've talked about. I was like, man, we should totally turn, because news is so depressing, and I mean, everything is kind of so down. We're let's just talk about happy stuff. Let's look at, and I love the fact that you can look at all these magazines and especially local and see what's happening that could make you feel better. We really do miss fundraisers and stuff too, though. How do you do that? Because y'all are so good about supporting fundraising and always at the events, taking really pretty pictures. So how are you going to do that going forward?
Well, that's a good question. I think everybody's figuring that out. I will say along your lines of just being able to like talk and share good things. I mean, that's what I love about Little Rock Soiree in particular is we never report on the bad. There are way too many other places you can go read negative things. And so I love that we're always sharing an uplifting story of a nonprofit or a person who's doing something big in the community. We miss parties as well. I mean, I don't necessarily right now, with the fear of possibly getting coronavirus, want to be in close proximity to a bunch of other people, but we miss the social aspects and we miss the fundraising aspects of everything having to do with parties. And so right now we're actually asking the nonprofits themselves to take photos when they're holding an event and kind of putting that onus on them to send us in photos, which is a different world order for sure. Now we have seen a couple parties pop up here and there with like, we're going to have 8 or 10 board members over. And so then they're again, just taking some selfies and sending them our way, but we'll get party pictures back in the magazine before too long.
Well, I did notice that you guys shared the steps for kind of taking the photos and how to list the people. And I love that. I thought that was so smart because it really does encourage people to submit those photos.
Yeah. I mean, we still want to see what everybody's doing, even if they're doing it in their house, right? So
yeah, it's fun to see how people are treating different situations differently at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, what are you drinking?
Well, I have a little cocktail here that is non-alcoholic to balance out the wine.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like it. Yeah. I like it.
I wish I was better when I'm drinking wine. I wish I was like, I had a friend that was always like, if you have 1 glass of wine, you have 1 glass of water.
Yeah, I could never do that.
It. I'm like, I have it in my head to do it when I start.
If I don't have it like right there while I'm drinking the wine, it doesn't happen. So I've tried to be good about here. What did you all make today?
Oh, yes. So we made a gimlet. So we've got, it's gin and lime juice and simple syrup. And it's very delicious.
It's very
and refreshing.
good.
It's so fun to see you get so creative with your cocktails.
It's kind of evolved. Every episode evolves into something different.
Yeah, which is the fun part.
I have to, since you're a publisher, I have to ask this. This is so nerdy. There's a show that is one of my favorites called Younger. Have you ever seen that show?
Yeah. No.
Yes. Okay.
Now I feel so out of the loop.
So it's totally.
Don't feel out of the loop.
No, you would love it because I will tell you, it's so good and it makes me laugh thinking about it when I watch it, especially the earlier seasons. And it's like this about this girl. She's 40, I think, and she's getting a divorce, and she has a child that's graduating, and she has to get back in the workforce. And she was in publishing before she got pregnant and got married.
Book publishing, to be clear.
Yeah, book publishing. Yeah. So she ends up having to lie about her age, and so she pretends that she's 26, and it's so far-fetched. You're kind of
like people buy that for like multiple seasons of this show.
Yes, for multiple. Like she ends up dating this hot 26-year-old, and you're like, but my favorite thing about this one episode, and I swear to you, she's dating a 26-year-old. She's laying in bed with him. Sorry, guys, but she's laying in bed, and she just wakes up. She's like, oh, my shoulder hurts, and he's like, why? What'd you do? She's like, nothing. But I swear to God, you should
do this way too well. Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's great. I love it. I'm thinking of public. I have to know. I was so pumped and excited about all the work that you're doing with the Women Lead. What like leadership?
Symposium, right? And like you had Rebecca Minkoff. That was super cool. How did that come about?
Yeah, so last year was our first Women's Leadership Symposium, and we really just wanted to. Well, it's kind of been a company mission and a personal mission. I don't know about you, but you reach that point in your lives where you're not going to school anymore, and you've kind of gotten to where you're probably going to get professionally, and then you look up and you're like, well, I still want to be learning. I don't want to look back 5 years from now and only know what I knew 5 years ago. And so finding opportunities for professional development, especially in Central Arkansas, is kind of hard. I mean, most people we were talking to were going to Dallas or going to Chicago or Atlanta or somewhere to go to a course. And so we really saw that as an opportunity to bring some training into Arkansas. And so we created this kind of half-day symposium that opens up in the morning, has a panel of like local women who are making it happen, be able to share their stories. And then we do some breakout sessions. Last year, we brought in the founders of the Skim, which is, yeah, they were awesome. So cool. And such a cool platform to be able to get your news. And then this year, I really wanted somebody that maybe was just a little bit more mainstream, that people would recognize that name. And I think so many people know the Rebecca Minkoff brand. So we're really excited about that. Of course, the event was supposed to be in April. And so we moved the date when coronavirus hit and pushed that to October 2nd. And then we're actually getting ready to announce in the next couple of weeks that it'll be a virtual event. But we're really excited about it. I mean, I think there's some really cool things we're going to be able to do. And we're going to have a VIP night the evening before with Rebecca Minkoff. And she's going to like talk to us about styling and fashion and show us her digs. And it's
so will the VIP night be virtual as well?
Yeah.
I love that. You'll probably see attendance go way up, I would guess, just because that kind of opens up the opportunity for more people to attend, or will you cap it off?
Well, we're expecting around 500 people. So no, I think we're going to see our attendance go up. I mean, I'm more likely to attend something right now, to be honest with you, because I'm here. And if I don't have to maybe get all dolled up like I would if I was actually going somewhere and, can field a few phone calls between sessions or deal with some emails between sessions and still get that experience. I think that's pretty great. So we're jazzed about it.
Have you had to learn, like, what type of, how do you build that huge attendance for, how are you prepared for that?
Yeah, no, it's been really interesting. The last year it was really, we had about 300 people attend the conference last year, and we were thrilled with that for a first time event. And I think that was just obviously the help of our sponsors. And then I think people know in general what an Arkansas business event is like, and that it's going to be a high quality event. And that certainly helped. And then, just like with Rebecca Minkoff, there will be some people that just wanted to sign up last year because they were interested to hear what the Skim had to say, or, they knew we were going to have X, Y, and Z on the panel and were intrigued to hear what they had to say. And so I do think a lot of it has to do with sharing the curriculum that we're putting out. And I think as all professionals, but especially women, I think we seek that like networking and growing and learning more. And so, building a curriculum that really has information for entrepreneurs or information for mid-level executives and high-level executives, C-suite executives, but then also just to be an aspirational event for someone in their 20s and early 30s who's still building their way up that ladder, 40s or 50s if you're starting, at any age. I think there's so much we can gain. So
I think it's amazing to be inspired. When you hear somebody else's here are the dogs.
Hey, I feel you. I've got 3 of them. I've just been crossing my fingers.
Yeah. So. But when you listen to someone else speak and listen to their how they got to where they are, or the struggles that they have, that everybody has struggles, it's so inspiring. And you literally leave going, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this to make myself better. Even if you're not copying the same thing, it's just that motivation to make you start somewhere.
Yeah, origin stories are always fascinating to me, and kind of lessons learned.
For sure. And I think all of us, regardless of what we're doing, can kind of start to feel like, oh, I'm maybe the only one that's dealing with this, or I've gone too far in my career. I can't ask this at that point. And so to be able to hear someone else sharing that they're going through those same things, pushing those same things. And especially now that so many of us are at home and we're almost like isolated to the environment that we have, I think it's going to be great to get everybody together. So hope you guys will join us. It'll be fun.
I would love to. With us, with the salon, education is so amazing but it's always out of state. Nobody really comes here. And I think that's what's really cool about this event is that, having something empowering coming in your own city is a huge deal. Because typically you have to go out of town.
Yeah, I think
it's unfortunate for Arkansas. It makes me kind of sad a little bit, but.
Well, yeah. And to that point, you can afford to let your team or part of your team schedule the morning off or 4 hours off, and they can still come in at noon and work later into the evening. Or, back when we were all picking up kids from school or doing our thing, you still had the ability to go and get a half day of work in after the symposium. And that's what we really wanted. We know that pressure that women put on themselves to do it all. Kids, not kids, husbands, no husbands, spouses, whatever it is, there's just that mounting pressure, I think, to be able to juggle all the balls and not let one of them drop. And so we really wanted to find a format that would, work well with that situation. And then we're taking these regionally. So we're going to have a smaller event in Jonesboro in October, and then another one in Fort Smith in December. And those will probably end up being virtual somehow as well, but with folks in that area. So I'm really excited about it. It's been a great project to work on.
This could be something that's, it turns out to be for the better,
the virtual part.
Yeah. So you may have never done a virtual part, and then maybe going forward, you might have a live and a virtual.
Yeah, for sure. And just the caliber of people that you can get in to participate too. If you're not having to pay for travel and they're not having to leave their business for 2 days to get to Arkansas, that brings a lot of options to the table. So yeah, we're pumped.
Who else do you have lined up for this?
Sure. So we'll open the morning with a really great panel of women, Lori Burrows and Jean Block, Christy Crum, and Laura Landro of Entergy. So the four of them are going to get on a panel together and just kind of talk about how they got to where they are. Those are four women who really are charging their ways through the world right now. And so, everything from how they were able to do it personally to navigating the boardroom and the highs and the lows and what their takeaways are from their experience. And I just think anytime you hear those stories, all of a sudden you start envisioning yourself as maybe I can own my own business. Maybe I could be a CEO. Maybe I could be the chief legal officer, whatever that is. Maybe I can be a publisher of a magazine. You do not want me running a salon or cutting anyone's hair.
Well, I do think you have great hair, by the way. You have great curls. I love your curls.
Thank you.
Well, and I think that's
natural.
That's the COVID style right now, is embracing the natural, I think.
I was way ahead. I was way ahead of the trend.
Yeah, but everybody. Emily never wore her hair wavy, and she's so wavy. But she's embracing it too. I'm so proud.
I'm trying to ease into it. I have my moments of I'm just so used to seeing my hair straight because that's how I've done it for my entire 42-year history.
Nothing better though than getting in that seat and getting the cut and color and the blowout, when that can happen.
Well, so you've been home the whole time, right?
Yeah. So since that, I have two girls. I have a 6 and a 9-year-old who are at Don Roberts Elementary in West Little Rock. So since that Thursday that they said we will not be in school tomorrow, I've been at home. I packed up what I thought was just going to be a 2-week leave at that point, from the office, and was well, this will be enough to get me through the next couple of weeks. And then I don't even know. I don't even know what day we're in now.
Yeah, you don't know what day it is or what month it is.
Yeah, nothing.
How are your girls taking to being at home?
They love it. They think this is amazing. So I'm at home. My husband's office is working remote as well. So he works for Simmons Bank in the corporate office in their trust department, and they haven't returned to work yet either. And so, they've got mom and dad at home, even though we're trying to work and constantly talk to us in front of the computer screen if you're going to talk to us. So it looks like we're still on this call.
Learn to do
hard thing for those moms who are out there with young kids right now. God bless them, and may their wine cabinets be full.
Seriously, the liquor stores are seeing a boom right now. They're
Right.
loving
This
it.
delivery thing is like A-okay in my
Right?
yeah.
We're all going to be so spoiled with like, no one's ever going to move.
They're never going to be able to take it away from
We're
us,
gonna be
though.
fat
Now.
and alcohol.
Right.
I definitely need like a Camelback. That's what I should. That's
Oh
what
my
I
God.
should have on the weekends, like when I'm home alone. That's how I hold on my water. I'm like, oh, hold on. So, tell me, okay, y'all usually do a really good fashion issue for spring and fall. So, fall is gonna be here for you. I mean, unfortunately, because it is freaking 100 degrees outside, it's so hot.
I know.
But it's that time. So,
Yeah.
do you have any sneak peeks or like sneak ideas of what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always so funny because we shoot the spring issue in like February when it's freezing cold out and we're putting these precious models in like bikinis, and then in the fall we're like, here's a fur coat and it's 105 degrees outside.
Don't sweat.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. September will be our fall fashion issue, and so we're shooting that here in a couple of weeks. And it's really interesting because our local retailers, as so much of the fashion world is just adjusting to this new like shipping schedule. And I think there are a lot of questions about if the fashion schedule in general will stay on the trend that it has been, or is there going to be this more like buy it now, wear it now versus, right now I can go to a trunk show to order stuff, or before COVID, I could go to a trunk show now and I would be ordering for the winter, right? And so that's going to be real interesting to see how that all plays out. But I think for fashion in September, you're really just going to see like a back to the basics, and I think that's important. Everybody kind of slowed down and started looking at things. It is casual, but then I also don't know. It's casual and it's confusing. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to wear when I go outside of my house.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day and I was, I ordered a pair of shoes, just honestly, just out of habit of like something that I liked, and it had a somewhat of a heel on it. And I was like, where am I going to wear these to?
Right.
I have no place to wear these. They'll probably sit in my closet for a really long time. And it was honestly just because, those are really cute. But right now, because we're running all over this line cleaning, and you're moving so much more. And then you need to be a little bit, I just feel like everybody's gone a little bit more casual.
Yeah.
But you can still be super chic with casual, I'm just saying.
For sure. Yeah. There's definitely a great I
wonder though about these stores that have probably already purchased like gowns and for events and stuff like that.
Because you do buy it so far in advance.
Like are they going to be in trouble because of that, or?
That'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm not for sure. I would think that a lot of that's probably so timeless in the sense of like a gown that, you could probably hold that inventory until the galas start, because they will. And I think that's an interesting thing. Like last week, for the first time, I was getting dressed in the morning and I was like, I think I actually want to put on a dress. And my husband was like, why are you wearing a dress? Do you have something today? And I was like, no, but I'm really tired of wearing stretchy pants. I need to feel pretty today, and I need to have a dress on, and it's hot as ridiculousness outside. So that feels better to me. So it'll be interesting to see. I do feel like it's really casual right now. But yet, like when I do see people at the office, they're still in their suits. They're still having business meetings. I think like when you're on that call now, we may all be wearing pajama pants on the bottom, like none of us are going to stand up, but no. I think it'll be interesting to see, and you kind of see this historically when it comes to fashion, that when you go through those like depressions and those more casual times, that you do see this spike back to like the regal and the dress, and it'll be fun to kind of watch things over the next couple of years.
Yeah, it may go like way over the top, it may be like one of those like, just everything and anything goes to the extremes.
We're real excited to see what Soiree does in the future, and we love that magazine. And thank you for being on.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for sharing our information. And please keep listening, because we're all about supporting nonprofits and local businesses like yourself, and doing our part. So let us know how we can help.
Thank
you so much.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yeah.
Stay well.
You too. Gosh, stay well.
Talk soon.